Yeah, this song was inspired by Marquita. This goes back to the 90s. Back to, I was hanging out there in Topanga for a bit there. It was an interesting time. Things weren't always on fire then. And, it's still kind of wild back there, but, there were some real creatures living back there. Literally creatures. Because, Marquita's father had been in he was in the Chinese diplomatic corps. And so, I don't know, all sorts of weird stuff came Marquita's way. And she had a real psychic connection with animals. And, she rescued animals, just the local animals there in Topanga, the canyon, I can't remember, deer and a couple of Bigfoot type things. I don't think they'd been put in that thing, the Darwin thing where they classify everybody. But somebody called her in the middle of the night, and or maybe, I don't know, it might have been Telegram, because I don't think you could get any reception up there in that yurt. Marquita lived in a yurt. She was like, before anybody else knew about yurts, she had a yurt from Mongolia. It was vintage from the 16th century or so, and it was made of human bones. Now, they'd been consecrated, and but she had some really neat rugs, so you really weren't, it wasn't creepy is what I'm trying to say, because there are all kinds of cool, inscriptions. So anyway, so she gets a call or something, a motorcycle rides up in the middle of the night, and there's, down at the San Pedro dock, there's a container full of Tasmanian monkeys. And I have to look up the Latin name for them, but these were, these monkeys were very, very highly evolved, and they were starting to become depressed, and they were in decline as a species in Tasmania. They wouldn't breed anymore. They'd lost their sex drive. Captivity, no captivity. So, I don't know, somebody had taken them off, some rescuer had taken them off the hands of like a black market monkey dealer, and needed to get them with the intention of getting them to a rescue, but things got really complicated. So they called Marquita, and so Marquita took in this container of monkeys. It was like 5 or 6 dozen of these monkeys, I think, distributed more or less equally by gender. And so she had a real, I think I said this already, psychic kind of connection with animals, and it turns out monkeys in particular, because she was able to, through teaching about a half dozen of the male monkeys, she taught them to play harmonica. And it was specifically, was it A cross harped to D, or I forget, I'll look it up. Anyway, within 2 weeks, 60% of the female monkeys were in estrus, and within a month, 24% were carrying baby monkeys. And so it completely reinvigorated the species, and now they just can't get rid of them. I don't know if you've heard about this, but there's been some sort of secret monkey gathering expeditions up there in Topanga, because the press is really, you haven't heard about the wild monkey problem in Topanga Canyon for reasons, but I kind of don't want to be the person who blows the whistle on that stuff. But back to the monkeys. So she reinvigorated this whole species of monkeys, and it was kind of secret. And then people from National Geographic came, and they were cool. And we took mushrooms. It was late at night, and they wanted to see what happened when the monkeys started playing harmonicas, and so she got the harmonicas out and called the She named the monkeys who actually play the harmonica. She gave them cute names like Honey Boy and what was his name? That the one was really good too. His name was, I don't know, like Slim Rhesus or something. There was like Catfish, you know, I don't know. But so we're tripping on these mushrooms, and the monkeys start playing harmonica, and then all of a sudden, all these monkeys started coming out of the other yurts. These were not as nice as the yurt that Marquita had that we stayed in. They were authentic Mongolian yurts. They were made out of hides of people being captured by the Mongols long time ago. But you could see the tattoos. It was cool. Anyway, you know, so we're starting to see things. Anyway, then these monkeys just come screaming out of yurts, and then they're all swinging from trees and vines and it was just like a Roman orgy of monkeys. And I don't know, you know, at first I was just, you know, giggling like, you know, a fool. And then the next thing I know, they just seem to start growing, and the monkeys were at least 7 or 9 stories tall. And I became quite terrified. But then Marquita said, you know, put your hand to your heart. And she said, I get very emotional when I tell. Marquita said, look, put your hand to your heart and tell the monkey that you're grateful that he's 9 stories tall. Tell the monkey that you're grateful that he's 9 stories tall. And, you know, kind of explore his feelings about that. And you can, like that, you know.